back. Things are totally good. Everything is fine. It's fine here. I believe we just succeeded in the first part of our mission, which was breaking Lexall free, only to find out that our companions Dipper and Scion are now held in the bridge by the commander of the ship.
Yeah, I think we see a dramatic moment where, Dipper and Scion have their hands on the back of their heads and they're kneeling on the ground, and there's a couple of stern-looking armored, people and with guns around them or whatever. So what's the plan? I mean, if you think about it, this is actually a pretty standard space opera episode.
Right, this is how these things go.
Yeah, it totally is. Roll 3 bad desperates in a row. This is where we end up. Right. So and so like I think that there's probably like a point where as you folks are like getting close to your ship, right? You're marching down the corridor, and I think it's actually, like some of the prisoners are like, so are we getting off? Are we getting off? Is that the plan? Like the one like ex-pirate, I'm sorry, I have this very lovey kitty right here who's just like, attention now. So Lexall is like, the engineer pirate is just like, are we gonna leave? Like, we're good. That's your ship. We're going, right? So like, what's the plan here, chief, boss, captain, person?
Is this before the voice came over? I
think it's like minutes later, right? Like,
it's after. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shortly after. It's right. Essentially this is the audience tunes back in from commercial break, which I'm sure includes a space card that no one's gonna buy anyway because of a commercial. And so like essentially what we're saying is like, what's the plot for part 2? Why don't you tell us?
Yeah. Oh, right. The plan is we're gonna go to the bridge, we're gonna get our companions free, and if we have to, we're gonna take it by force.
Samara like puts her hand on her void blade, like, now is the time. Now.
Yeah, I think actually Lexall stops and like it takes a couple of seconds. He rotates as if like his body is too big for the corridor, even though it's not. He's got like feet to either side, and it reminds you a lot of the creepy person that came on your ship.
Yeah, who stretched in strange ways, and elongated.
And I think Lexall turns around and looks at you and says, so how about that limitation? And he goes, how much do you care about rescuing your... And only his third eye like rotates in the direction of of where the cockpit for the ship is. And he says, how much do you care about your companions?
I'm going to make that call when we get there. We're going to rescue them. And we're going to avoid killing anyone unless we have to. And if we ever are in question about whether we have to or not, the person who answers that question is me.
Darn.
Do you want to give me some command here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. What's my position and effect? I want the effect I want is for no intentional murders, right? Like somebody might get killed because violence happens, right? And I'm not saying like something couldn't happen, but Lexall can just go snap necks and pop heads and do whatever he could do. No intentional murders committed by either of my erstwhile companions. Mostly this is a Lexall. Risky. Cool.
Risky standard. Yeah.
Let's. Also, this is a little bit setting the tone of how the rest of our time together is going to be, which is you're not running.
Yeah, that's the part that I'm really asking you to roll for, right? Because like you're just like, this mission's important to me, and Lexall's like, I actually don't care about this mission.
Yeah,
I might care about the weird pink-haired lady who decided that she'd be good enough to stand up against me, and I got to prove he's the biggest mystic on his ship.
Yeah,
but like mostly he's just like, and how far can I push you, little man?
Yeah.
How greedy are you?
So I have a very important question.
Yeah.
Right now. Jen, will Samara back whisper up on this? Because again, this is more than about this moment. This is about the rest of our time together.
Well, and also like Samar is crew with Whisper. Lexal is our bounty.
Yep.
So as much as I maybe occasionally want to bring out that Void Blade, it's Whisper and I are calling the shots here. Lexal is not. So yes, cool. I will absolutely back you up.
Awesome. What does it look like? Do you just sort of stand by my side or?
Yeah, I think what happens is I maybe was standing in between the two of them and I turned so that I'm facing opposite Lexal. Nice. And I sort of nod when you're talking, even though I look like I'm also needing to be convinced.
Do you light your Void Blade up? Just to prove a point? I mean, it's not necessarily threatening, right? Like you are in a dangerous situation, but it could just be turned on now for dramatic effect.
I am all about dramatic effect, so yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Love it.
So if you recall, something cool happened last time, which is that you
that's right, I forgot about that.
There was this it's almost like the black light shone on the way enhanced qualities of the other individual who had insectoid eyes and stuff.
It's like waving a black light over.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like there's just the
well, and
but it's like a little translucent, right?
Too, right? Like it kind of affected the gravity, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sucked in a little bit of the papers and the dust motes, right? It wasn't super strong, but it was just enough to make a cool effect. So I think you do that, and that black light again shines right through Lexal, and what you see is that there is there's no other way to describe it. It's almost like he has 24 of those eels coming out of his back, extra limbs, and they're looking around and snapping and and then a perfectly normal person. No, he's not even close to perfectly normal, but you see things, right? There are things crawling over him, there are things implanted in him, they're all very angry, but you definitely get the
Bloodborne earlier today.
Yeah.
So this is super important to me. I'm running very low on stress, but I'm going to spend 2 of it, which is putting me.
Am I marking stress to help you?
Yeah. You're going to mark stress for stress, but I'm going to push myself for another die as well. So so I'm taking 2 bonus dice on this because I really want.
How much stress am I marking? 1 or 2?
Just 1 for the assist.
There's a gambit too.
There is a gambit. Yeah, I'm gonna spend it.
It's risky.
Good call.
But unfortunately, you do not have the power that the scoundrel
You don't regen them. Yeah.
I don't.
You don't regen them. Yeah.
Then that way I keep a little bit of stress in case I need to resist a consequence, which I'm not the mystic that could use the gambit to do that. So
right.
Yeah. Here we go. Risky. Standard. 2. Yes, that is why those that stress was spent for that right there. That's what I needed.
Hashtag.
So I think there's a point where you straighten up and you're like, this is how it's gonna be. Do we understand each other? And I think all of that black light stuff just fades into nothing, and Lexal straightens himself up and he says, you're in charge.
I don't need any more witty quips or anything like that. I'm like, all right, let's go, and we're heading to the bridge. And I think we've got probably half the prisoners following. I don't know. Are the prisoners just sort of go?
Well, so that they had it was really funny because some of them decided that they had to essentially have a arm wrestling contest or something. I don't know. It's basically some of them draw weapons, some of them improvise weapons, some of them are just clearly we're gonna fight for who's got room on the ship. But some of them are just well, clearly I am on the ship. The mechanic is just I don't know what's happening, but I don't want to fight anyone. It's a terrible day. Please leave me on.
I'm gonna encourage them all to come with us because even if we can't fit them on our ship, they can take control of. I think there might have been other ships that were docked onto this, right?
So actually, what they have is a number of their cells are actually detachable, and that there are also actually
small
craft that run patrol and stuff around.
Right. I think, and just to make sure no one gets the idea of killing all the crew and taking this ship, my I incline to say this ship is going to be picked up very quickly after it doesn't arrive at Isotropa Max. But all those shuttles, no one's going to notice those. And yeah, so I say we head to the bridge with a show of force. It's us. It's two of us. It's Lexall. It's the assassin. It's whatever badasses are on the ship. There was that one guard. I'm sure they had a blaster. They've improvised weapons.
So let's set the scene. I almost feel like there's a new engagement rule happening here.
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second. I've got someone knocking on my door. I'll be right back. Or carry on. I'll be right back.
All right. So I feel like there's a maybe we're gonna zoom into the. Let me ask, like, what is the plan? Like, is it just like there's a bunch of space army people on the bridge and like the scene opens with like a void blade coming through the door, or like are we gonna have like a negotiation? Are you gonna transmit something? Like what's kind of like the vibe of the plan? Like is it gonna be like an assault plan here or what?
I mean, my inclination is an assault, but what I actually really want to know is what Lauren and Steven want to see. Like, how can we set them up to do cool things? Because they haven't been on screen for a while.
Sure. I agree. Yeah, I was thinking talking, like we're going to negotiate. They want us to surrender. We're going to allow them to surrender.
You always want to talk.
Yeah. Well, that's that. But also talking can quickly break into not talking. But yeah, what's...
So I
that's
feel like
Whisper's inclination is to try that. But yeah,
the ace up the sleeve that Scion has is that I don't think these people have clocked yet that he's a mystic.
Ooh.
And so, like, they've got him and Dipper, down on the deck with their hands on the back of their head. But like, I was trying to think, like, is there a way I can bring my artifact into play here? I don't really think there is, but I can absolutely sunder the entire bridge, which also means Scion and Dipper. But, if we wanted to go that direction, then like getting them distracted such that they think the threat is coming from outside is great, because then all of a sudden Scion's just like, it's my time.
Yeah, I would be happy to do a setup, like set you up. I say setup action. It probably is that as well, but I'm happy to like set you up to have them all distracted.
What about you, Dipper? What can your light frame bring to bear in this situation?
Yeah, good question. I can run fast, I can jump, I can interface with machines, and I can cloak. Those are like the 4 things that light frame can do.
I mean, like, I guess if they were distracted, you could potentially interface with the computers in the mainframe and like open all the doors.
Oh, heck yeah. I think it sounds, I'm keen for this plan, doing the setup and then seeing what we do based on the consequences of the setup.
All right.
I like this idea that like Whisper's like, oh, we have to go save them. And then like, haha.
I think they're talking like you people can't even hear them, right? So like the commander's like, make sure that you set up 2 heavy blasters on that door. Like perhaps if they're trying the vents, actually somebody seal the vents and it's drop the bulkheads from sections 2 through 9. Like that, like they're talking in front of you like all of their plans, because they assume that you're either A, helpless, or B, even if you're not, you cannot communicate this information to your compatriots.
So I for sure like fake powered down, like sort of the dim eyes and like, oh, I've been knocked out, but not really.
Nice. It's a docile Urbot.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Cool. So what does this distraction look like, Sean and Jen?
Jen, are you cool popping on comms, or do you want to like walk in there and like just?
Oh, you're probably not walking in. I think it's gonna have to be comms, because like it's the bridge, right? Like it's sealed.
Yeah.
One thing that I kind of really want to see is that if they did drop bulkheads, like we have a Lexall. So I'm wondering if Lexall can just bust us past one of those bulkheads. It doesn't have to be onto the bridge. I just really want to see that comic panel where the commander is like, haha, they can't get past the bulkheads. And then we're like, no, actually, we just get past the bulkheads.
And we just rip a door apart because we
have a Lexall, right?
Yeah.
I think it's actually just like one of those minutes is like, someone says like, can you do something about this? I think Lexal crosses his arms to demonstrate that he's not using his hands or doing like cool mystic poses or anything. He just crosses his hands and looks at you, and you see that third eye like skew, and then you see the dents appear, right? Like it's almost as if something's like clutching right into the metal, and he just like lifts it up and like holds it for people to walk under.
Nice.
And sort of gives you the like, yeah, I can do that.
I can do this. Right.
Like,
awesome.
I love it. That's great.
That's perfect. So I think that's, we get into the passage that's right outside the bridge now and open up the comms and say, as you can tell already, we can take this by force. So I'm going to give you the opportunity right now to surrender. Think on that long and hard.
I think there's probably like a moment where the captain quotes something that you taught at the academy back at you.
Yes.
And it's just like, I'm afraid that you do not know who you're working with here. You know, like the Legion, like you know, it says like, you think that you're in control, but like we have files and dossiers on each one of these prisoners. You think that they're on your side. Let us tell you exactly who, you know, who amongst their families is going to be in danger. It's like, you think that you are playing all of your cards right now and we're supposed to be scared. You are nothing but scum and villainy, right?
Nice.
Like we are the Legion. We are sworn to the hegemon and we will not fail. Like I have seen the fires of whatever. I have been in this battle that you can probably quote. It's like, if you know your enemy, you can never lose.
I think during this speech, the void blade starts going through the door, and I'm not going to open the door. I'm just like, oh, by the way.
Yeah. So he's given this whole long speech, and I think I want to set up to have him very distracted. So I think this is probably another command. It feels like to.
You're gonna have to describe the action. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I told him to surrender. I feel like that's a pretty obvious command roll, but
it is not, because you have no leverage.
I have. Okay.
I have a Lexal.
Exactly.
Okay, I lied. You have some leverage.
Right. Well, limited effect is exactly what I'm going for.
Limited
because
effect.
He says all these things, and I go, and I push the comment. I go, and do you think? Because he's like, you don't know who. You don't. We have dossiers. We have this, and I push them. In, I push the button. I say, and do you think any of those things will keep you alive right now? Or actually, I don't want to say keep you alive because I don't want to give Lexal the wrong image. So I say, do you think any of those things will save you right now as the void blade starts cutting through the door? And again, just trying to distract. This is not, I don't expect them to open up the door and put their hands up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds like a fine command roll.
Cool. We know effect is limited position.
So it could be controlled, but I think it's risky for a reason that's not obvious, which is that he has a factor in play that you're not ready for.
Cool.
You also have two people on his bridge, though, so like, I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna say this is risky.
Okay.
I don't think the risk is gonna be obvious so much as you might put you in a desperate situation.
That sounds great.
All right.
And bump. Did we roll? No. All right.
So I think this is just one of those classic moments where you're just like, ooh, I'm holding all the cards. I have a Lexal. And the guy's just like, come at me.
Nice.
So what does this look like? Are the party inside the bridge executing the first go?
I mean, like, I love that saying, like, if you know your enemy, you can't lose.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a really, really wide door for Scion to say, if you know your enemy, you can't lose, and then just like sunder the entire bridge.
Do it!
Right?
Yes, do it.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, so yeah, I think like, you know, there's like one of those like anime moments where like the glasses are shining and he's like,
Yes, I love that anime moment. It's my favorite.
Is there a corollary that if you don't know your enemy, you can't win?
Actually, the follow-up quote again from The Art of War is, if you do not know yourself, you cannot win.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I think
you can misquote it or make fun of it or do whatever you want.
Scion just says, it sounds like something someone I used to know would say. As long as you know your enemy, you can't lose. And then just like, I think I totally do like the cool like wave pose.
I think probably there's some like, hominid jackboot thug that's just like, silence, prisoner, and then boom.
Totally.
Yeah, all right. Let's see it. So how much stress are you spending? All of it?
Yeah, right.
There are no gambits on the table.
Is this, if you mark the last stress box, then you gain a trauma condition? Or is it if you have to mark stress and your stress track is full?
So Band of Blades, we switched it, but I think it's Scum and Villainy. It is when you mark the last stress box. Because it's actually like pretty standard port of the core Blades mechanic.
Yep.
It's just that we found that was actually kind of hard for people to remember. So like for Band of Blades, we changed the particular patterning.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why there's 9 stress rather than 8. You kind of only have 8 stress when you take your 9th. That's when you.
Yep.
That's when you trauma.
So okay, I have to push myself. Do we have a gambit now, or are we down to 0?
We're down to 0. Sorry.
Yeah, down to 96 on that one. Yeah.
I have to push myself in order to do the thing.
Yep.
And then I may spend 1 stress for each additional feature. You and anyone you choose get +2 die to resist the effects.
I have a silly question. The distraction was a setup, right?
Yep. But it failed.
Okay, so backup doesn't apply?
Yep.
I don't think so. Let me double check. I mean, it says when you...
Knowledge push costs 1 stress on any action you set up or
assist. Yeah, I did not set it up. I mean, I don't know if I could argue that I'm trying to assist here. I feel like I did one action. I don't think it's I should have asked Jen. I should have asked Samara for an assist die with a Void Blade. That would have made sense. But on the command roll. But yeah, I want to assist you. I just don't.
Well, actually, I have a funny question here. So, as a point of note, if you want to go over your stress limits, it is possible, but you'll trauma. However, your trauma takes place after the roll. So I don't know exactly how all out are you going here.
I mean, so like I'm suffering under less effect, right? Because I'm still stunned. I'm assuming.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? So there's a particular thing, which is that conditions clear also like when it's fictionally appropriate, and I think that it's been like 30 minutes. So maybe just clear stunned and it's okay, right? Like you were stunned in the moment, you were going to be knocked out in the moment, but you weren't going to be knocked out for like the rest of the episode, right?
Yeah, cool.
So sometimes harm will come off faster than it seems.
Yeah. Then in that case, I'm in a better position because I don't need to like consider pushing myself to make myself do decent stuff to the people on the bridge.
Right.
So I think I'm going to spend 1 additional stress, which brings me to 8, in order to give me and anyone I choose +2 die to resist the effects of the sundering. And that's going to be me and Dipper, obviously. And Dipper, are you like simultaneously? Are you like opening all the doors to like let this enemy force, aka our allies, onto the bridge?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like this sort of. Again, so 3, 2, 1.
If anybody else, like if someone's running onto the bridge like a hot shot, like we know Whisper likes to do, then
you mean Samara? Whisper's not the hot shot here.
I think he was making a joke.
Oh, I see. My bad.
Then that individual would also get +2 die to resist the effect. So
awesome,
cool. Yeah, just waves of way energy go crackling through space. I mean, acting everybody's heads.
Steven, is it fair to say, since you're essentially saying all of your friends and none of your enemies are getting this bonus to resist, that when you sunder, in general, it would be this very sort of uncontrolled effect, but
Yeah,
you're like focusing on individuals, and like there's like a ripple of way energy that's targeting each one of them individually. Like it might still hit the rest of them, thus we have to resist the effects, but like it sounds like it's a very targeted kind of thing.
Well, my imagination here is that it's almost like I've set off a grenade, like a way grenade, and like I can. This is not really in my control, but I can sort of like reach out and grasp at shreds in order to try to keep my friends from being
nice.
terribly.
So it's the other way around. I dig it.
That's what I'm doing,
So
and that's why it's just like.
And I have bad news for you. This is awesome, and I'm 100% with you. However, there is another powerful psychic on the bridge.
Yeah.
And she has pink hair, and she is clearly a better mystic than you.
No.
So what I'm going to say is that you have limited effect because she's going to protect at least the squad of her people. And they're in armor, and, you know, they are trained to withstand all sorts of bullshit, because you do not put a squad that's not ready for bullshit on a ship with Lexal. So, so it's limited. I don't know. Do you want to, like, you're going to take some of them out, but not all of them out.
I believe that they were ready for either the door opening or the sundering, but not both. And that's where we're going to get them. So I'm going to stay with limited effect.
Okay. Sounds good.
What happens? What's the consequence?
You didn't roll.
Oh, I have to attune. Right. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you got to roll with the bones.
Here we go. We're going to hit double sixes. Here we go. Straight up. This is this risky or is it desperate?
I'll tell you what. If you want to really hurt yourself, we can go desperate standard. Is just like you push past your limits and you kind of damage your internals a bit here.
I'm into this. Desperate standard it is.
Mark an XP on your resolve.
Woohoo!
Let's go. Roll some dice. Oh what you got? What you got?
This is Scion's episode of bad decisions.
Yeah.
You mean every episode? I'm sorry.
Right.
This is how you should play. You should. Oh, so close.
What's up?
What is so? Let me. There's this moment where you just like stand up. You're like and like you see like half a dozen people like go like rotating and flipping and bouncing off of walls and everything, and you see like the woman turn around and look at you, and she just like she just does that like forehead frown. Yeah. And you see like the power wrap around her and like half a dozen people, but you go like above and beyond. So what does it look like when you break down her defenses? Oh, you wink?
I
wink. Nice. Oh, so good.
Awesome. So I just because it's dramatically appropriate doesn't actually do anything. I think this is one of those classic, comic book moments where I see like the blood pouring like down her nose, and it's just like the two of you clash wills, and then like the bulkheads do the like and then like boom, like that whole squad gets taken out with a wink. Cool. Dipper, would you like to roll some hack?
Heck yeah, I think Dipper's eyes like flick on in that moment, and then I think Dipper it's not like the delicate like hack that they did prior. I think Dipper just plunges their hands like into the console and like thinks an apology at the AI, because this is like a very invasive, like non-consensual way to hack.
Oh yeah. So sorry.
I'm so sorry.
It's been 3 sessions of this game, and I just realized I've forgotten about Devil's Bargains. Like, we had them. I just thought of like 3 different ones. I looked at the sheet, I'm like, oh yeah. Anywho. Worth considering.
Yeah.
Not that we haven't had plenty of cool role mitigation and awesome consequences and whatnot, but just remembered.
So Dipper, I would say, hey, this might be a desperate hack, but I think it's at best risky because everyone's distracted by this individual in purple and gold armor, just like screaming and throwing people willy-nilly. Well, actually, I will tell you something important, which is that I think when Scion winks, actually, there's probably a pulse of energy, and both you and Scion are caught in it, right? Like, so like a grenade is going off. So I think that the risk here is that you're not going to finish the hack in time. So like we can talk about that because like there could be a resistance roll, in which case I'm not going to make you roll the hack. I think you're just going to stay on it while everybody else is flying.
Okay.
How do you want to handle this? Do you want to just like resist the weird psychic maelstrom happening above you, or do you want to like hack before it is even like in full effect? Like what's the plan?
I think I like the former sounds more dramatic. Like yeah, I think withstanding the psychic maelstrom that's going around us. Well, I
just
think,
to resolve resist, and you get +2 dice on it.
Oh no!
Are you rolling 2 dice?
I can rolling 1 dice for.
It's not
resist.
possible. Two is the minimum because
is the minimum.
If you're at 0, you get 2 dice.
Yeah, because I give you +2 dice because of the thing that I paid for.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate it.
and you have command, so you would be rolling 3 dice total.
I think. Oh yeah.
So
2 stress.
It costs you 2 stress. I'm not gonna make you roll the hack because I think that it's like the question here is, can you do it in the middle of this shitstorm? Really, it's not like the hack is impossible. You're already like partway into the system, and you kind of know the defenses, you know the setups. It's just a question of like, can you withstand everything that's happening? And the answer is yes. You're fine. You got this.
I think my exterior body like flickers sort of like electric blues, like the science balls that you put your hands on and like the lightning kind of follows it. I think that's sort of tracking over my body as like the psychic maelstrom's going around as like a sort of resistance.
The plasma. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you're basically largely immune to this effect, and I'm gonna ask Scion here and what condition he is in a second. But like, the doors just open, right? Like your Samara, your void blade is through them, and like as they open, you see this like scene of chaos, and you like Dipper, they stand up and or look up, whatever. You definitely see them like having hacked the doors open. So like, yeah, what's the plan on your side of the doors here, gentlefolk?
Sean?
Oh yeah. I think when they who is, yeah, I think we walk in, we have blasters out, sun blasters, but blasters, and everyone's just been knocked aside, right? Everyone's thrown. For the most part, yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see, Scion, what kind of shape are you in? Do you just like dramatically fall to your knees at this point, or do you want to make a resist roll?
So like what's the actual consequence to me here? Because if I resist and fail at all, I am traumatized. Right.
You resist and get worse than a 6.
Well, if we are saying that the way that Sunder works is you apply the same amount of force to yourself as you do to everybody else, right? Yeah. Like you twist yourself in order to twist the world around them, right? So you shielded yourself somewhat, but like you're just gonna be knocked out, right? Yeah, like the same way that all of these people here have been. So
I think I'm okay being knocked out on this one.
Awesome.
Every mission with you, Scion.
I know, it's amazing. It's okay. This can be a theme. I love this theme. Yep. So yeah, I think that there's like a moment, like you get like a moment. Do you have like a cool dramatic line before you like fall to your knees and fall over, or like what does this look like?
I think I make eye contact with Whisper as he's coming in.
Yeah.
And I say, I took care of them. And then
nice.
Thud. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we come in and tell them all to stay put. Everyone's scattered, knocked aside, right?
Yeah, there's like groaning and people like trying to get up on an elbow, but they're not in good shape.
Exactly. And we come in and say, this can go real easy for you, or it can go real ugly for you. Make smart choices.
So I roll my eyes that Whisper is still trying to talk at them.
Just give me like a cool moment where somebody like tries to be a hero. What do? Do you just like stun bolt them, or like?
Whisper or Samara?
Whisper or Samara, both.
Yeah. Samara, do you want to be the enforcer of this?
I would love to be the enforcer in this. Yeah.
Just describe it. You get to be cool.
I think somebody tries to sit up and maybe puts a hand on a weapon, and I knock him out with the hilt of my void blade.
Awesome.
Nice. They're gonna feel that like above them as the blade doesn't touch them, but they're close to it.
Yep.
Maybe it splits just one hair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Sweet. So do you just collect your crew and leave? Do you have actually I think that there's probably a moment where like everybody else is just like, but like the people that were with the pink haired lady are like super knocked out. They're not even moving. Because your Scion put maximum effort.
Right. What is the commander of the ship doing?
I think the most he can do is get to like one knee and look up. And of course he gives you the "you'll never get away with this" speech.
Right.
But Sean, you tell me if this is appropriate. Like you can roll to like turn away so that he can't quite catch a proper glimpse of you or something if you want. But I think he's like, he gives you the like, you'll never get away with this. And then like as like he kind of tries to like stagger to his feet, but he's like doing that drunken sway, like the "I have been concussed" look.
Yeah.
He looks at you and then like gives that like
yeah.
I don't know. What does he call you? I only know you as Whisper. Do you have like a real name?
Sasha Yoniyama. Professor Yoniyama would probably be the.
Yeah, I think that's what he says. He just says like, well, actually, did you have like what do the students call you? Like just like prof? Like, is there something like?
I was a flight instructor. I also taught academic courses, but like
sure.
So
what was your rank? Were you commander?
Yeah, I was commander.
Yeah, so I think like maybe he just like blinks a couple of times and gives like commander. What are you doing in this sector? And like looks confused and then like clocks your armor and everything, and then like just as he's about to be like, there's just nothing visible happens, but something like shoves him into the windscreen, which shatters.
I wanted to do a thing to him.
Please go ahead. Yeah. I love it.
When he says commander, and I look at him and I say, "Tell Talon I said hi." And I want to just like kick him back into like the same thing.
Yeah. All right. So clearly we see what it is. It's not indivisible force. It's a heel to the chest.
Exactly. As he said, Talon is the, just the captain of a giant dreadnought that could blow us to smithereens, but it's fine. It'll be
doesn't matter. Taunt your enemies. It's what all cool space scoundrels do. Cool. So what do you do with Scion? Like who picks up Scion?
Oh, definitely different. It's a very tender, like
yeah. Oh, very nice.
Scoop.
Yeah.
And I think we blow this joint. Blow this popsicle stand. Who are we taking with us besides Lexall? It's Lexall. Are we taking that engineer? I feel like I've got a soft spot for this, like, sorry pirate engineer that just was like,
we're definitely taking a pirate ex of mine.
Oh, but is that the same one? I
don't know if it's the engineer.
No, I made the engineer just because I wanted to have a prisoner, because like all prisoners have such a terrible rep, but they're actually kind of a high variety.
Yeah.
So like I think the engineer's just like, I don't even have to take any room. I can carve myself out of space in an engine compartment and I'll divert the plasma. As a matter of fact, I already did it. As a matter of fact, I'm getting into the pipe now. Please take me.
Please don't kill me here. Yeah, what's your ex's name, Jen?
Oh crap, I gotta think of a name.
All right. If you don't,
there is the name listed in the book in case you need it.
Yep, gonna do that thing. Please hold.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just glanced at chat. Like everyone's just like void plane.
Yep.
Apparently they're disappointed you didn't murder people with an awesome void plane.
I'm so sorry I did not let you murder anybody. If you ever decide you want to use it on Lexall, I won't stop you.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a very fun fight.
I think my ex's name is it's Kai. Kai.
Nice.
Right, cool.
Kai. I want to name the engineer Milosh.
Nice.
And unless you have a name for him,
no,
Josh.
That's fine.
Yeah, and I think those are the two that we're bringing along, and Lexall. It's gonna be cozy. Be cozy on the ship.
Because Lexall is gonna take up the whole ship.
I mean, he's not physically larger, but no
So
one's
None of us want to
Actually-
stand next to him.
No, nobody does. As a matter of fact, like Lexall sits in the middle of the brig, like he doesn't care that you can
That's
lock
what I was
him
gonna
in
say. Is
there.
like, I think you'll be more comfortable here, and yeah, just put him in the brig. Like you'll
It's-
be more comfortable, as though we'll all be more comfortable with you here.
So I think that you remember how like there was like an absolute badass assassin, and like everyone was convinced that this badass assassin was going to be one of the people that makes it to the ship. Well, they don't, and instead there's this like 7-foot Xeno that has like a crocodile head, and it's just like, hello. Like it's standing next to the door to your ship, and it's just like, are we going? Like it's very, very
Yeah, how many people? Because we have one more person we need to pick up, which is the Ashen Knives bounty. How many
Oh,
people?
you can stop by like a space station and drop these people off.
Oh,
or a
cool.
planet.
Excellent.
Like
Yeah,
remember,
sure.
we go through a downtime. You don't, even though your downtime should be brief because like we're not doing like a full like everybody has a party on a planet. Like you do travel. So like remember that space stations are like truck stops and
Yeah, cool.
you're
So we can
passing
drop
through an
all these
asteroid
people
belt.
off on a space station. Excellent. Great. 7-foot tall crocodile head Xeno comes too. It's a party.
I mean, how much money does he have?
I mean,
It's a fair question.
I'm sorry, I'm not very wealthy, but I did win. That counts, right?
What did
I think
This
we
isn't a
look
battle
back, we
royale.
see like some people all beat up, and
Yeah, you like see like
No.
the compound, right? And like the assassin's just like, I'm going to prison. Like the crocodile guy's just like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I think Needs More Loot asked the most important question, which is, can you even bake space cookies? Because whoever can.
Obviously. Do you have seaweed?
All right, you're on. And unless anyone else wants to bring more folks to this circus, I say we launch out of this. Off this. Yeah.
And we fade. Awesome. Let's let me check the time. Ooh. No, that's pretty close to XP time. But let's do a quick thing. I think we're gonna probably see like a montage of like people getting dropped off and everything. So let's do like a couple of things real quick. Let's do heat payoff, etc., so that we're ready for next session.
Yeah, I agree.
Where do you drop Lexall off on? Do you just like let him loose on the nearest like truck stop space station?
I think we'd want to. I think there might be some kind of hop onto the space station, get up to a Nexus link, make a contact with the Agony rep that we knew on the Cove, arrange a meet. I think it's a little less just than like, there you go, because we want to get paid.
No, you're getting paid.
Yeah.
In Scum and Villainy, unless there's something like super shady going on, this is not Shadowrun. I'm not going to.
No, I don't think you would deprive us of it. I just think that there's a little bit of interactions that need to go on in order to make that happen.
So let me ask. So there's a bunch of people that you've rescued, and I told you that I'm going to give you some money. Let's assemble a fortune roll here. How are you folks getting money from these people? Are you trying to like sway their factions? Are you trying to like scare them into paying you? Like what's the plan here?
Whisper is totally unmotivated by this, so
cool. How about the rest of you greedy fine people?
Mm-hmm.
I mean you've got muscle, you've got like
I feel like there's a wide door open for Samara to put a little pressure on our new passengers.
I mean, the way Samara was gonna do it is like, cool, if you or yours aren't gonna pay for your release, we're gonna drop you on some like unconnected moon somewhere. I mean, I'm not gonna push you out. Yeah, I'm not gonna push you out an airlock unless you make trouble, and then I will push you out an airlock.
I think the giant crocodile is like, I'm okay with moons. Would you like a cookie?
I would love a cookie. That sounds great.
Enjoy. It is sweet and savory. This is just a giant crocodile man. Mm-hmm. I think the engineer is just like, I don't, can I sleep in your engine? Like just
I mean, I think Samara wants to bring back the engineer just to see how Ula's going to react to that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we don't end up actually getting any cash out of these people,
You will.
know,
We're gonna make a roll.
That's fine.
And I think that on a bad roll you'll get 1. On a decent roll you get 2. On a very good roll you might get 2 plus a benefit to a future job or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think fictionally, Samara's doing it, you know, to generate sort of fictional goodwill, fictional positioning. Like, hey, if I need a favor next time, I'm gonna call you up and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So this feels like I don't know. It could be sway, it could be command. How are you feeling?
I mean, if it's me doing the role, I'm gonna do sway because I'm better at that.
Well, okay. Sway is generally more fast talky / friendly. Command is more like spooky, scary. But if you tell me that you're like, I want to sway them anyway, but like imply threats, but like in a friendly manner or something, like we can make it work. It's just be less effect, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like Samara likes pulling out the void blade and killing, but I also recognize as a pirate, you know, there's she might actually have a code about killing on her own ship.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the Banshee Queen does.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a problem killing people. She has a problem killing people on the cove.
Right.
All right.
So yeah, and I think it's probably more scoundrelly, right? It's less because I'm not muscle, I'm a scoundrel. So I'm gonna make a compelling case for why they should pay us for their early release from prison. Because we just gave them back the rest of their lives. But
nice way to put it.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Ice Triple Max is no joke of a prison.
Really, they owe us percentages on all of their future profits. I mean,
you're Counters Guild, aren't you? Roll some sway.
All right.
Just throw it as a fortune roll. Let's just roll it straight. Let's see how good it goes.
All right. So this is 2 dice for me.
Yep.
2 and 4.
All right. So 4 is what you get. So I think you folks are gonna get an extra 2 cred, and a variety of different payment techniques.
Great.
But yeah.
Like
I
cookies,
think,
for example.
I think you should mark those on your sheet tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say that's your
cool.
Yeah, so let's do the payout, the heat, all that stuff, right?
Yep, we're doing it right now. Let me just get the sheets all ready. Oh, of course I don't have those sheets. Does somebody have that sheet handy?
Yep.
Which one?
The payoff and upkeep?
Oh yeah, no, I don't have.
It's just what order we do it in. I did this last time too. I have the player sheets open, which has your ship and the character sheets.
Oh yeah,
but I don't
it does not have the. It goes payout then upkeep. Then.
All right, so payout is 8. Would you like to upkeep your ship?
Yes.
Great. So the payout is 7.
Yeah. All right.
And then we don't have to roll to see if something blows up. And then
I'm gonna put
heat.
1 on.
How do you feel this job was? Was it smooth and quiet?
It was not.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, I mean, no, there was nothing smooth or quiet about it. It wasn't wild and devastating. We kept it entirely contained upon the one ship. No one got killed.
Yeah.
I think it was standard. It was like we did space villainy.
Yeah, but you also got kind of recognized and stuff.
I feel like it got a little loud and chaotic.
I feel like it got a little loud and chaotic. I think
we sundered the entire bridge.
Yeah, cool, fair enough. Everybody put 2 cred on your sheets. I'm putting 1 on Persephone.
So lovely. All right, cool.
That's how we're.
So loud and chaotic means you start at 4 heat, plus 1 heat if it is a high profile or well connected target.
I think I made it well connected by sending a personal message to Talon.
You did.
Sure did.
This is all Sean's fault. I want everybody to know. Public use of artifacts did not happen, so that's fine. Plus 2 heat if you kill hegemonic citizens. Nope. Or did massive property damage. Nope. Or illegal weapons use. No detonators were used. Good job.
Ta-da! That's also Whisper's fault. So I want to say I'm in net -1 heat right now.
And then plus 3 heat for damaging hyperspace lander system gate, which you didn't do. So I think you're at 5 heat.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna put it on and it's in the IOTA system.
It's in the IOTA system, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. That's marked. We're at 5 in Rin and 5 in Iota. Since we're in Iota, we can lay low and remove Rin heat, but not the other way around.
Cool. So heat is done. I will roll an entanglement die.
Yeah, we're at 5 heat, no wanted.
So what do you I believe we're in downtimes. We don't have a whole lot of time, so we're probably not going to get all downtimes finished, but I have a question. Where are you taking your downtimes? Is it just like in a couple of space stations on route to your next job, or are you like, F that job, we gotta go and take a break? Like, what's the plan?
Oh, I think we definitely were sticking with the job, right? I don't think any of us wanted to give up. Since we're in Iota, I don't think we were. I mean, there's the heat involved. That could be ugly. We could get wanted in Iota for doing the job.
You probably will, unless you keep it super quiet, but that's okay. Being wanted in one system, you can work on it while you're elsewhere.
Yeah. We're going back to Rin soon anyway.
Right. We got to return the bounty to the Ashen Knives, folks. Yeah, I'm down with just parking on a backwater space station. We don't need to go to a big Iota planet.
Okay,
that's good.
Cool. So be mindful that this limits your choices for certain things like vices. So yeah, that's hang on a second. Let me roll your entanglements just so I know what it is. Cool. Does somebody want to take a downtime action first? We've got at least a couple minutes.
Yeah,
I would love to. I'm so stressed out right now.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah. Do it. And note if you're doing it with a friend, because you get +1 to. There's something on your sheet.
Oh dang! How do you indulge your vice?
Oh, I'm a gambler.
Okay. Like doing it with a friend. Does that count like compatriots, or is it like one of your friends?
No, so it has to be one of the friends from your friends list. However, I pointed this out last time to you, and this is something that you may want to consider. If you want to make a friend of someone of the crew, we can make a small clock, and you can work on it as a long-term project, and then they become a friend and just get added to your list.
Yeah.
Essentially, one of the cool things about Blades is that long-term projects sort of hack the game. So if you're just like, I don't know, how do I get new friends? The answer is long-term projects. Like, this is just how you do everything, you know. Yep. So
what's the name of the space station?
It's just Station 76.
Awesome.
Station 76 reporting for duty.
I mean, it's like a generic truck stop, right? Like, it doesn't have a fancy name because it's not actually fancy.
But can I call it a location? Because I now have old friends.
Oh, did you get old friends?
Yeah. That's what I took my first advance. Yeah. Oh, it's not my first. I mean, the one I took at character creation was backup, but yes, I took old friends immediately.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. You can make this an old friends location. If anybody could find somebody hidden on a space station just passing through, it's you.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. All right. Y'all should go indulge some vice. I'm gonna make up an NPC.
Cool. So Samara's gambling. Scion, are you also gambling? What's the plan?
So I have to indulge pleasure somehow. So like, I find like the fanciest cocktail or like the nicest food establishment or like, whatever tiny amount of pleasure I can scrape out of the dark corners of this backwater station and indulge. Yeah. So what do I collect to roll the vice status? Indulge vice. No bonus dice. Go. Wait, what? Wait. Oh, crap. So first of all, I put my honorary point into Rig for having filled my insight track, and then I actually indulge my vice.
Oh, I see. Of course. Go ahead. There you go. So much better, right?
I still got the 6. All right. That puts me down to 2 total instead of 8 total. Amazing. Then in that case, my second action, I would like to start a long-term clock to make friends with Dipper.
Aww. I was gonna do the same thing.
That's so good.
I was like, okay, I'm totally gonna.
So I've got to see this. What does your bonding look like?
I feel like I would have joined you, right? Like I would have joined you to some really like backwater dive
Sure,
like,
yeah.
place.
There's like this dive bar where there's like some band playing local music that you would like never expect to be good, but actually like
Nope. Can I do a cool thing?
Yes.
I think that's where that's either you can end up there after or you can start there. But I think the way that it works is you're just like, I need something awesome, and this whole space station doesn't have a single thing that's awesome. Yeah. And that's when like this like gold lame wearing fancy looking dude, for whatever reason looks like Mad J in my head, leans over and says, "Are you looking for something fancy?" And then like the next shot is you on like their spaceship, and the person's like standing in front of a table, and you see them like reach over off screen and just like pull out a glass and then just like be like, whoosh, and you know like how some people like show dice, like they have like ice cubes that they throw in and like they're like mixing crazy cocktails and everything, and he's just like, a man cannot survive on space station food alone. Like he feels your pain. Like that's why you get a 6, right? Like because like that crappy dive bar with the crappy music is never gonna clear 6 stress. But this dude's like, you're now my guest, and I will treat you as such.
Get this done. Yes, awesome.
Let me make you a Vossian sunrise. And then like, he like stirs it with a crystal from Voss, which like sings and vibrates it at some frequency. And then the liquid changes to a weird color because space.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah.
Now I have to learn how to make a real life Vossian sunrise and be drinking that next time.
I think like just before we go on this as well, like I think Dipper was feeling a bit weird about that very final confrontation by like getting a bit like violent with robots. So I can see Scion going like, I know what you need. And then
don't worry, we'll take care of it. Don't worry. And I think the contribution to the long-term friendship clock is that like, in the morning outside of like, we don't have crew quarters specifically, but Dipper, you have somewhere that you have this eel.
Like a little closet area, I guess. Like maybe,
So there's like a closet, and then like on the floor in front of the closet, there's like a tablet that has preloaded like the care and feeding of the common way eel, like preloaded.
Oh, cool.
Nebula eel, because that was the name of our last episode.
Yeah, and it's like some sort of like scholarly article by like a way mystic who like writes in very abstract and flowery language about like the esoteric, interior desires of the way eel. But yes, it's an offering from Scion.
That's very sweet. It's like a little like robot love heart, like sort of to borrow from anime. like, oh, that was really thoughtful.
That is just beautiful. I love it very much.
Awesome. So long-term projects are worked on. So I think that this is adorable. So I'm just going to give you a 4 o'clock because it feels like you folks have already been working on this bond in previous scenes, if we recall. Yeah. So I'm going to say that both of you are going to have a 4 o'clock project towards each other. It might be harder normally, but you don't strike me as particularly reserved people. You're not Wolverine. You're much more, Kitty Pryde. So just how are you working on this project? Like what is the
action you're taking
to forge this bond? It could be any number of things, like the way that you're describing it here, Stephen. It could be study. Because like you're finding a scholarly article. It could be consort because you're trying to make friends and hang out with each other and do that sort of thing. Like, what kind of action do you think you're rolling?
Like fictionally, I think everything that's appropriate is 0 dice. So I think that's
okay because the worst you can do is get 1 segment.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the worst you can do.
I think this is a study. Like okay. I tried my best, but like. Scion isn't the guy who paid a lot of attention in school.
I know.
Like what am I supposed to roll? Like risky standard? What do I?
So it's you just click through it because like we don't actually use the position here. It's basically just like a downtime roll. So it's a long-term project clock. Oh look, you get 1 segment.
1 clock. Yep, sure. Cool. There's got to be would add clocks. Yeah, totally. 4 segment clock. Progress 1. Amazing.
And then you can name it like Make Friends with Dipper.
Yep. Cool. Nailed it.
Cool. Dipper, do you do anything in return to make friends? Is that
Yeah, I was gonna say, how does this clock work? Is it like a mutual friendship, or do I also need a clock?
No, it's each of you basically like faces the other direction. Like you can act nice to each other. It's not a problem. It's just that a friend is someone that you can like open up to and be relaxed around. So it's almost like a vulnerability clock, I guess. So yeah, each of you would get a separate clock, I think.
Sweet. Yeah, then I think like what I was thinking of is brewing up a like hangover cure that my ghost parents would use after a rough night. So it's very potent, very strong.
Ghost parents.
How
I
did
know
you
that
make
your body is
one?
trans-dimensional, but
Yeah, exactly.
oh, well, back when we were not trans-dimensional.
Exactly. So I think I definitely like shoot up a missive to get the recipe and like brew up the recipe for Scion, and then like have that for whatever breakfast we consume on the ship. So
what does this look like? Do you just like push a glass forward? Do you say something?
I think it's cute if like, because I don't think Dipper has much in the way of like sway or talking to people. So I think it's very silent, like just like push the glass over towards Scion. And
do you have any doctor?
I do. I have one doctor.
You might want to roll that.
I will roll doctor.
Because doctor's used for two things, one of which is science, and the other of which is for reading or tending to people's emotions. So
red, but
still a 1.
I got a 1.
You're trying so hard to be friends, but the fates do not love it yet.
It just
Yes.
takes time.
Baby steps towards each other.
Yeah.
Bit too much coolant in the hangover cure.
That's cool. Very worst. You'll have to do this 3 more times, but I'm hoping that the fates will be with you a little bit more next time. Yeah. And remember that you can spend coin to buy additional segments. So we can think about that because your ship is filled with money right now, like a loot pinata. Cool. So Whisper and actually, you know what? I want to know what Samara is up to on this boat now that you've dropped off people and what kind of so you said gambling is your vice, right?
Gambling is my vice, so I gotta do the gambling, but I have to imagine that she's hooking up with the ex because
of course,
that's
clearly
the whole point to bring
that's what space hotels are for,
right?
Isn't that gambling in its own way to a
little bit probably. Yeah, so I don't know which one you want to do first or whatever, or
I assume that gambling's vice. Hooking up with the ex is not an action as far as I know.
Okay, cool. I'll just do the vice then. I'll just roll the vice.
There is no hookup action. I'm sorry.
Oh, sweet.
6 stress just vanish. Tell me you don't overindulge.
No, I had 6.
Oh, beautiful. Who currently has 6 stress? That's right. Look at these fancy sheets being fancy.
Look at these sheets.
Cool. Awesome. So what does that look like? Like, are you playing are you playing like holo cards, which is just space cards, or are you
cards? I think it's dice actually. Okay. Yeah, I think it's dice. Because I'm a little suspicious of the digital games, so I like to play the actual physical games.
Okay.
Too easy to hack those games.
Yeah, I mean, not that I know how or anything.
But somebody does.
Hacking dice is actually not that hard either, but okay.
No, I know. Okay. I think Samara is also aware of that.
Remember that scoundrels come with loaded dice.
I know she didn't pick loaded dice in the last job.
It doesn't matter. You have them on the ship. Anytime you're on the ship, you can swap your loadout. So
yeah. And then maybe I bring the X for that. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, this is like one of those classic like drinks, throwing dice on tables, laughing, making stupid bets about hard 6s or whatever, and then you can clearly have that like stumbling into the hotel room kind of scene, like trying to get the key card to work because it never does in hotels.
Never does.
Yeah, right. Especially not in Iota Station 76.
Cool. Yeah, and I think that's what happens. Like the door closes and it just says like Station 76.
Neat.
Occupied.
Yeah. All right. 6 stress. Sweet. You might even have some spare money, so you got a fancy room instead of like a coffin hotel, which is what most of these have. Stations are not comfortable usually. They're not designed for long-term stay.
Yeah, they're truck stops, right?
Yeah. All right, Whisper.
All right. I think when we got in and we were calling into the station, the flight controller was was my old student Sinar. He obviously hasn't had the best posting, in Imperial Academy Flight School, and he's been positioned as the flight controller of a backwater station. That is the contact that I knew, my old friend. And I think I'm going to catch Sinar after his shift and, ask, catch up, find out what's going on, and ask if he can help me secure, if he can get me a Nexus link.
For the boat?
No. Just a. There's Nexus links all over. Anybody could do it, like a payphone, but one that's
a secure one. You need a gold channel. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not a problem.
And I am gonna open up a and as well talk to him about like, hey, have you heard what's what's come in on the vids? What's going on? So I'm gonna attempt basically with him to both get me access to secure channel for indulging vice and also laying low. I don't think I'm gonna use him as a friend bonus for laying low, but that's just because I don't think he's gonna help me. But like, just
he might, right? Like you might be like, hey, can you get word? Can we get something moved around back there? Just like tramp down this or whatever, and
So that's my plan.
Yeah, sure. Do it.
So
some dice.
We're gonna indulge vice.
Look at you folks. So let me just get this right. Scion, you've taken both your actions. It was the long-term project and the okay, cool. And Dipper, have you taken both of your actions? Did you also vice?
I could wrap that vice into, cause my vice is like doing new things, which I feel like Scion is definitely a gateway.
Like you absolutely have.
I'll just roll that. Yeah.
You should do that, and then
I'm gonna use consort to lay low. I think that's
absolutely that's how it works.
So wrong. No, not command. We'll start receive. This is fortune.
While that's happening, I will spend 2 cred to buy another round for everyone having viced, because I need to vice again.
Nice. I'm taking 3 heat off of us in Rin Station.
Awesome.
In fact, I'm gonna spend a cred to my old friend.
You have a third action. The scoundrel special ability is a free action to lay low or
but you can also spend a cred to increase your
yes,
result,
sorry,
right?
My bad. I thought that you were buying another action. My bad.
No. So I'm going to spend a personal cred of mine to basically like hook Cedar up to not relay anything that might come from the ship. So like anything that might get back to Rin Station or whatnot. So I'm going to turn that into a crit and remove all 5 heat in Rin.
Beautiful. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh
no, Dip, are you overindulged?
I am overindulged.
What's that look like?
That is a good question. When you want to overindulge, it's like you can
brag and gain heat.
No.
We don't want you. You can get income. You can be lost in your vice and play another character next session, or you can get into trouble and get another entanglement.
Ooh. Oh no, they're all so terrible. given how much of a time crunch we're under.
It's okay. The entanglement will hit next time. Don't worry about it.
I feel like entanglement coming off of a very indulgent night out makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I think I have an action.
You do. You have an action, and Sean has an action.
Yeah, okay. And I also want to describe my indulge vice a little bit. Just play it out a tiny bit.
Okay.
But I don't need to do it now. I just wanted to.
It's fine. I think. Well, actually, Sean, why don't we end on that, because we have to do XP after this, and we're gonna start with Samara's last downtime action and the extra entanglements next time, I think.
Okay.
Which is what I'm typing into the next session here right now.
All right. Then I'd like to just, since I already rolled the dice for it, is that okay if I?
Yeah.
All right. So we see another uplink, a secure Nexus uplink from Whisper to Starbeam. And there's Rowan, the commander of the Lost Legion, across the vid. and I say, Starbeam, I might have gotten in a little trouble. And that's my, and unless there's something you wanted her to say back, but
I think it's just in this show
happened.
it hasn't been made public, so I think this, obviously it's a woman in a commander's uniform on the bridge of a starship, right?
Yeah,
and she goes
exactly.
like, "What'd you do now, Dad?" And I think that's
and then I just sort of tell her all the whole story of basically, because all right, cool.
Well, it starts with a prison ship. Cool. I think that
I have another action too.
You do. Oh, right. I'm gonna put that in the note here too. So I think that two things. One, for those of you that actually look at Twitter, whisper to Starbeam, this is the whole thing, right? Like, Sean's got a daughter on a ship, and that's where the messages come from. So if those messages don't make any sense on Twitter, it's because it's a total in-character, in-setting thing. And I wanted to point that out for anybody that's just like, oh, right now. And so on that note, let's do XPs. Who wants to go first?
I'll do it.
Okay, thank you. I last time I made a note to myself, I was like, okay, next time you're not going to ask who's going to go first. You're just going to say, Scion, would you like to go first? And I messed that up. I'm so sorry. All right, go ahead.
Did I address a chuff challenge with wisdom or the way? Absolutely. I'm going to take 2 XP for that.
Well, actually, let me ask that. The one that obviously, like, shattering everyone on the bridge was incredibly dramatic and extra. So, yeah. But can you think of another challenge? Because most of the time that you were applying wisdom, it was not wise at all.
Well, I mean, like, it's not that I was applying wisdom, but I was applying the way in order to help me understand how to detonate this grenade.
Right.
You did try to apply Whisper's wisdom with the grenade, but it didn't go well.
I made an attempt. Yeah. Did I express my beliefs, drive, heritage, or background? I feel like there was some good character that came out of like the interaction between Whisper and myself, but like beyond that, I didn't think so.
Really?
I think you're
a person that's trying to make a friend with a crewmate, even though they're a noble and this crewmate is not even considered a person on most hegemony worlds. That's not a drive.
Yeah.
Fair.
Or belief.
Or belief
about the value of sentience and people as individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm into that. So I'll take 2 for that, which gets me a playbook advance. Nice. I've already decided what the playbook advance I'm going to take is, which is the pilot's +2 -2 stress on Vice.
Oh, hedonist. Nice.
Yeah. So, but I'll set that up on my own in between sessions. So.
Yeah, you can click add and copy paste that in there.
Fantastic.
Cool. All right.
Ha! Watch this. Dipper, would you like to do XP next?
Heck yeah, I'm ready. So I get XP for addressing a tough challenge with force or threats. I feel like one of the hacks was quite forceful.
Yeah,
that's fair.
And so was the clubbing of the people that were.
Taking out
we took them down.
That's very true. Rad. Expressed beliefs, drives, heritage, background. I think like Dipper's guilt, I think, was like landing towards their beliefs about how you should treat other like bots and AI.
Yeah.
And then and leading from that, forgetting all your trauma and guilt and just going out partying with Scion to like try new things and reduce stress, I think maybe counts for that too.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, certainly your connection with Scion, it was a stark contrast between your like remorse regarding the treatment of other bots. And you also brought an Urbot with you. I don't know if you remember, but you like rescued an Urbot.
Yeah. It's
like,
core.
That was last session, but like it's there.
Can't wait to tinker with that and see how that goes. And then I overindulged, but I don't. Does that count as struggling with issues from bias with trauma?
It does. Overindulgence automatically grants you 1 XP.
Oh, rad.
Because it's an issue from your vice.
Of course.
But you don't have trauma, so.
Yeah, your vice could still mess you up.
I love that Lauren's like, not yet. It's a good way to do it. I heard of somebody basically saying the way that I clear my stress is like trauma.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a good way to be. That's me.
Awesome. Good job, Dipper. Samara, would you like to do XP?
I would love to. I didn't make any desperate rolls. I believe I did address a tough challenge with charm or audacity.
I think you did
Many
both.
times.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's 2 XP easily.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know that I expressed my beliefs, but I do believe I expressed my drives by letting all the other prisoners out.
Yeah.
And perhaps my background with bringing my ex along with us.
Very clever XP hook there.
I
Nice.
think
There was also definitely some like, hey, we got to get money out of these people. Like, I
Right.
thought some good
The
things.
shakedown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
thought
the
that it
whole,
was
like-
amazing how everybody on the boat is just like, money, and then you're just like, okay, I need all the creds you can give me. Please. Okay, good enough. But the rest of you, some creds, please.
Right. Well, and the like, I think your beliefs in contrast with Whispers of like, like detonator, no, silent, no, right? Like that was
Murder?
is murder an option?
Murder.
Yeah. And then I did not struggle with issues from vice or trauma.
All right.
I could propose a way in which you might have, which is I don't know if you're happy about cooking up with your ex in the morning.
Oh,
If
that's
that was-
fair.
If that was like oh, this is fun getting together, if this is like oh, what did I do?
I mean, I specifically brought him on board to cause trouble for Samara. So, I mean, if
Oh,
it
I
gives me
see.
an extra XP, I will
I
take
did not
that
get the
XP.
memo. I got the memo.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have regrets?
I mean,
Does Samara
she
have
will
regrets?
tomorrow morning. Yes.
Yeah,
100%.
I think you should mark it because then Strash
All
can
right.
play Kai up as a pain in your
Yep.
butt.
Mhm.
Yeah, Samara's ice causes trouble. Perfect.
Yep.
All right.
Great.
Okay, I'm gonna do whispers. All right. Do I address tough challenge with deception or influence? I addressed several very tough challenges with influence.
I feel like you really did.
Uh,
Unfortunately, 2 is the cap.
Yeah. Did I express my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? Yes. I think we saw a little bit
In every
more
role.
of. Yeah, I think we saw a little bit more of what hard-nosed Professor Yonayama looks like, right? Like as opposed to like I want to support you. It's like you're going to do what I say, and also that Ula may be captain of the ship, Scion may be captain of the ship. On this mission, Whisper was in charge, and that was maybe that's not the true every time, but that was the decision that he made that came out of seeing what the chaos was happening. So I'm taking 2.
You also, you laid some good rules down with Scion, or tried to. You did a good job. It was Scion's end.
Well, we'll see. And yeah, Lexall, was very important to me. And did I struggle with issues from my vice or trauma during the session? I think so, because Talon basically revealing my identity to my rival and my obligation, which is to help the Lost Legion stay safe and informed, jeopardized that.
Good job getting some XPs.
Yeah. Taking that. So yeah, that's me. And
You want to talk about beliefs, drives, etc. I think there's probably a moment when Lexall goes off the ship that he just pauses and turns around and looks right at Whisper and says, "Thank you for the rescue. I will remember this." And then just walks down a hallway like he could murder everybody in a station.
be good, Lexall.
No such thing.
Yeah. All right, Persephone. Did we execute a successful extraction operation or capture a bounty?
Sure
Yeah.
did.
We did both. They were kind of one and the same. Do we mark multiple XP for it because we rescued multiple people? Do we count that?
Oh, that's a sick way to get bonus XP. Oh, you little XP grabbing crew. I actually don't get to say. I don't know. What is your group?
Yeah. What do we think? Does it contribute to what we do that we freed crocodiles, and guild engineer and the others? Do they matter? Or are they insignificant?
Now, I got to come down on the opposite side of this one personally, but I'm happy to hear other perspectives. I feel like there was only one extraction operation, and there were incidental rescues that happened alongside the extraction operation. Well, what do y'all think?
would you not consider your extraction operation? Because we also rescued you.
You
And that was a
know,
whole
That's very
separate
true.
extraction.
I can see why Whisper might think that.
Who got carried out unconscious?
Very gently. A very sad robot.
Jen and Lauren, what do you
Okay,
think?
yeah, you know, I will
think it's
disclaim responsibility for this.
because there were supposed to be X number of prisoners going to jail, and now there's not. That's what I got to say about that.
What do you think, Lauren?
Yeah, I think so. Because Samara also sort of built a bit of rapport with him, right? To like sort of cement that as like a meaningful outcome to where we can get some favors from them and stuff
All right.
as well.
I'm taking the next.
Okay, I have to read this. By the way, Need More Loot, thank you so much for the sub. But more importantly, this quote just kind of wins the day for me. It says, according to Samara's bank statement, there were several extractions. That's a pretty good argument.
It's true.
And Need More Loot also, we get 1 free XP per session because of Zion.
Yep.
I think that may be true. All right.
I'm helping.
Did we contend with challenges above our current station? I can think of 2, but I don't want to be greedy.
I mean, Lexal is above our station.
Right.
Lexal
Oh,
is
yeah.
way above our station.
The pink
I
kid
know that
Mystic.
the group of troopers that Dipper and I faced off against earlier were above our station. So
Yes.
Legion 51 is one of the biggest swinging guns in the sector. They're bad. So yeah, that's why there was a lot of limited effects, because they just have quality on you for everything.
I'm marking 2 XP, which gives us an advance. So we need to think about that. I'm glad we took one and we didn't bank it. And did we bolster our crew's reputation or develop a new one? I definitely think we were unpredictable. We were supposed to get 1.
Jeez, you were.
And yeah. So I think 1 for that. I don't know if we got more in terms of bolstering our reputation or developing a new one, but the job was definitely not free everybody on that ship.
I mean, I think all those prisoners who were left on the prison ship but not in their cells anymore might have a thing to say about us.
Yeah. What do you think that thing would be to say?
Oh, will be that, maybe they take over the prison ship, or maybe they take over the little dock ships or whatever. But
do you think that we're dangerous?
Maybe.
Hard.
yeah. I mean, we did break into a prison ship, sunder everyone on the bridge.
Take the badassest of prisoners.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Hard.
Not just that, but you talked Lexal down in front of everybody that saw you.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't in a quiet cubby around a corner. You were just like, no, this is the rules, and I'm laying down the rules. And while you're on my boat and on my crew, we're doing it my way.
Yeah.
And Lexal was just like, okay. So like,
thank you.
Like
Chris.
even the tiny engineer's just like, it was the scariest thing I ever saw. They talked. Like, someone's getting told that story at some point.
Cool. All right. I added hard as a reputation. Took 2 XP. And did we express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
I think a lot of that. All right. So we got an 8 XP this session.
Sometimes you tick all the boxes. And it's a good mission.
We ticked all the boxes. Good.
All right.
And I think that's all she wrote in terms of
another episode in the bag. We
Yeah.
almost got through like a whole downtime too. It was very, very good. Very
yeah,
good.
we're
Lightning round.
yeah,
On
we need,
fire.
I would like to point out that our next session is the weekend that Animal Crossing comes out, and I love y'all, which is why I'm going to play this game with you all when I could be playing Animal Crossing, because I've been waiting 10,000 years for that game.
Thank
So-
you. Thank you.
I would wait 10,000 years. Sorry. And I would wait 10,000. Let's do outros before I keep saying that.
All right. I am Sean Nittner. I am at use he, him pronouns. This was a super fun mission full of all sorts of difficult choices and fun character moments. I love this to pieces. Can't wait to come back and play Whisper again. I just sent a book to the printer, and that book is Agon, and the proofs just came over. The proofs are being reviewed now, and I think we're sending them back tomorrow. And once they have them, we'll have a release date. So I'm super stoked about that. How about you, Lauren?
Yeah, I've been Lauren. I use she, they. I'm at the Stray QB on Twitter and thestrayqb.com if you would like to learn more about my design and editing stuff that I've been doing. This is a really fun mission. I can't wait to make better friends with Scion and have more like fun Dipper Scion moments. I feel like this Scion on one shoulder and like Whisper on the other, and I'm curious to see which side Dipper's gonna end up on. In the coming sessions. Otherwise, yeah, I am playing Girl Underground every other weekend on this channel with Strash and Judd, who was delightfully in chat this morning. And if you missed last stream, I think you can catch up on that from yesterday, where we encountered some very terrifying siblings, and a boar pooped in someone's bed, and we took on a wolf, and it was a lot of good fun. That's all from me. Take it away, Stephen.
Hey everybody, I'm Steven. I'm at Silent Osiris. The O is a 0 on Twitter. I use he, him pronouns. This was an awesome episode. I had a super blast. Thanks everybody in chat for being rad. Thanks for all of my fellow players for being rad.
Steven, can I correct you just 1 second? You made a super blast.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. Continue.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Like, if you like 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons and Dark Souls, I run a Dark Souls inspired game on Wednesdays. So if you're not following me on Twitter, you should follow me there so that you can catch up on all that stuff. And that's it for me. Jen, what's up?
Hi, I'm Jen Martin. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at 10penjen. Yeah, this was super fun. I really enjoyed playing a new character. I'm also really looking forward to going back to playing Ula. That's pretty much all I got. Strash?
Hey, I'm Strash. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me at StrashA on the Twitters, which I'm sure is underneath my name here because Sean makes cool overlays. Yeah, I'm also in that Girl Underground game. It's a cool game about, it's like an Alice in Wonderland style game. So it sounds a little bit trippier than it is. It does all make sense and connect together. But we do have a giant boar, and he did poop in someone's bed. But in the poor boar's defense, this was a very terrible person that was imprisoning their sibling. So
it was a justified poop. Yeah,
it was very
Sometimes
justified.
You gotta poop a bed.
Sometimes you got it. Judd plays that, and Judd is just the most amazing giant boar. He has opinions about what children's books should sound like, and they're hilarious. So I do recommend that. I am looking forward to seeing 3 of these 4 individuals, because one of them is transcontinental next week, actually. So I actually get to see these people in person. But yeah, we should be back in 2 weeks. I think Girl Underground is back in 2 weeks, and there is a rumor that there might be a Super Spy game happening sometime around that time period. So you should watch you should watch our Twitters and keep an eye out and check that out, because it should be fun. It's a game I wrote called Project Perseus. I'm actually not going to be running. I get to play it, which is awesome. Nice. And it's going to be it's basically super spies fighting supernatural conspiracies. So it's basically like James Bond versus, vampire syndicates and that kind of thing. So yeah, it should be fun. That's all I got. I think it's is it smooth outro time, Sean?
Smooth outro time. See you all in the next time.